All right.
The 3rd and 1 keeper, obviously, got to start with that.
Absolutely. I thought after that run I was definitely going to beat Taysom in the rushing title again today, and I did not. Obviously, that was my last one. So, yeah, that was it was actually a play we've had before, but this game had presented good looks, and the coaches, they liked it, and that was going to be our first short yardage call. And I've been trying to tell them, I was like, I don't mind doing it, And so finally they let me do it, and we got a first down, and so that was huge for us for sure.
The decision to cut play into the field.
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
Well, they put the over/under at 6 yards, and so I didn't know where I was. I just knew I needed more, and so yeah.
Grizzly mentioned that you guys went into this with a plan for Myles Garrett, and you felt really happy with how that played out.
Yeah.
From your perspective,
I think it went really well. We made sure we had a plan for him because he is one of the most dominant players I've ever played in my 11 years in the NFL. He is insane how good he is. And so some of the plays he can make, the strength with the speed, with the effort. There's a play you watch him against Washington. He runs down a run play like 50, 60 yards down the field. And he's outrunning DBs. He's unbelievable. And so thankfully he didn't decapitate me on the one I was throwing to Foster because he found a way in. But I thought our offensive line did an outstanding job. Tight ends, running backs, whoever, receivers. We had just different kind of looks, different kind of things that you don't always use in every game. But with a guy like that, you have to use. And I put him up there with the guys I've played like Von Miller, Aaron Donald, T.J. Watt. I mean, these guys they're just that dominant, And so. Again, like I always do, I'll stop naming people so someone down the road doesn't get mad. But they just have a way to impact games. I mean, you watch the film and you see him getting chipped, about to get chipped, and he's hitting the chipper, 3 yards in the air. They're both feet are off the ground, and then he's running through the tackle. Like not everybody can do that kind of stuff.
How do you feel about? Talia said drawing that matchup a lot as a rookie and everything. How do you feel about his performance?
Yeah, I mean, what a great challenge for him, right? Because we did leave him out there a couple times. You can't always chip and do certain things 100% of the time. There's certain concepts and routes you just live with, and you got to do it. And I thought he did a fantastic job. And what an experience for him to go against one of the more dominant players our league has ever seen. And to just grow in confidence, and continue to get better. And, he'll see things he'd want better or want, all those things. But, for him to, get a taste of, playing against Myles, what that's like, and for him to handle himself really well. The thing I look for is the body language, the eyes, before we go out there in the huddle, on a 3rd down I'm looking at, and he very confident young man. And so his confidence gives me confidence, because I've been in huddles with guys where they're like, I don't know about this play, and it's not a good feeling as a quarterback. So his confidence is definitely years beyond how old he actually is.
What do you think about the Rondo comparison that Mario used? Where are you right now as far as being like that?
I love Rondo, really love Rondo, but I'm a Laker fan, so that one's tough for me. For me, I think any kind of praise from a player like that is very honoring, and I'm humbled by it because, for him to say that, he doesn't just, say words. You guys know DeMario, what he says is what he means, and so I'm honored that he would, compare me to someone like that. But, we talk about all the time. I just, whenever, you're in a certain system and you got players around you, it allows you to manipulate coverages. It allows you to look this way, pump, and then come back because I can get a complete. I got to move this guy one step. There was one today. I knew I was going to throw a certain ball. I got to move that guy one step. And if I don't have time to do that, I just can't play the position how I want to play it. But I'm allowed to do that because of how well our offensive line is playing. How well our guys are on their details about. It's just little things like the landmarks of the routes. Like you have to catch this ball outside the hash right here. You got to be ready right here when I hit this 3rd step. All that stuff matters. And just really impressed by everyone else around me because it gives me such joy every time going out there because I know I can play free. You know, I know that I can just be free to be me, manipulate guys. You know, I know Clint and Janoke won't like it, but sometimes take an extra hitch to, you know, move somebody to throw a certain ball and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, if you don't have time to do those things and guys aren't in the details, it won't matter and it won't work. So I've just been thankful for the guys around me. They're playing so well, and it allows me just to be free.
Are you frustrated as you've been playing?
I got to be honest, like the last – I don't know how to say it, like the end of last year and the beginning of this year is absolutely, I feel great. I feel like it's been my best football, you know, that I've played in my career. And so I feel confident in that. I feel confident in who I'm playing with. I feel confident in the building that I'm in. And they continue to just breathe confidence into me. And that goes a long way for players. And so, yeah, I feel like in my 11 years, the last, I don't know how many games, but it's been my best.
I know we've talked about Taysom before many times, but I mean, how rare is it to do what he did today for a player like that?
It's unbelievable what he does, what we ask him to do. He's fullback, lead blocking on inside zones, you know ISOs, and then he's playing fullback on a stretch run. Then he's playing tight end. Then he's at receiver. Then he's playing quarterback. Then he's throwing a ball 50 yards down the field. Then he's running with it, you know, from quarterback. It's like then I'm turning around and I'm in a no huddle situation, checking plays to hand him the ball at running back. It's like good luck finding someone that can do all those things, you know. And I knew what kind of weapon he was, you know, when I made a decision to come here, and I was just so excited to play with him. And it makes it even cooler now playing with him, just because he's such a great friend and he's such a great person. So now it's just like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this guy, you know, like this guy is awesome. And so, except sometimes I can beat him at golf, so that's one thing. But I can't outdrive him though. Yeah.
He might be almost underappreciated to some degree. That just the versatility.
I think there's a case to be made for that for sure, because he is dominant in everything that he does, you know, and like it's like a point guard switching off onto a center and he can guard him in the low block. It's like, you know, center switching on a point guard and he's not worried about getting hit on a three or getting run by. Like it's really unbelievable the different spots he can go and play at that level. And so absolutely, I think he deserves. I think he gets a lot of credit. I think he deserves a lot more for what he's able to do, because what people don't understand is too, mentally, when he's going through, you know, a 200 play call sheet, he has to go through that in 3 different positions in his head, you know, really 4, you know, emergency quarterback stuff too. You never know. Like, he has to go through that and know everything, and he never misses an assignment. You know, he's always on top of his stuff, and he plays at a high level. And so the amount of mental task that he has to put into a week based on what people ask him to do, coaches ask him to do, it's ridiculous.
Garrett, you probably had a chance to double your rushing yards today on the 3rd and 1 rollout, but kept looking for that MBS pass. What were you looking for on that play? Because obviously you had that yard if you wanted to take it.
Yeah, I took off running, but then I felt, I guess the motion, I have to see the film because I turned my back to it, but I guess the motion must have mixed him up backside, because I went to go run, and then he popped in, and so I just gave it to him. I saw nothing behind him, and I knew he'd probably get more yards than I could.
That wasn't designed to free him necessarily. That's something you saw as the play.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, he's in the read, but it wasn't like for him. You know what I mean? But he ended up showing up. I just went through what I was supposed to go through, and he popped, and so yeah, I just gave him the ball, and he did the rest.
What do you make of Juwan down the field on that same play? I mean, he's blocking the steepy for it felt like minutes.
Yep.
Down the field. What that means.
Completely selfless. I just, those are my favorite kind of plays, is when you see guys doing that for their brother. And then he gets rewarded at the end of the game and catches a touchdown. I just think that stuff is so cool about the game of football. You know, whenever you're selfless and you just put others first, and man, yeah, I'm going to run 80 yards down this field and make blocks so you can get in the end zone. The game usually eventually, you know, rewards you. And so to see that for him, I'm glad that happened. But you guys know Juwan, he's completely selfless, loves his teammates, loves this organization. He'll do anything. And so for him to be running down the field like that, I don't think it surprised any of us.
I think at the beginning of your training camp, we were watching Taysom fullback and tight end and running back. We're all kind of anticipating maybe he would be more involved, more opportunities to touch the ball. To see him kind of finally get that after kind of working through the injuries, like,
yeah.
How fun was it watching him seeing him touch the ball 15 times?
It's been a lot of fun, and like you said, like you guys saw it all, you know, OTAs and camp, y'all saw like all the different spots we were putting him in and the different things that he was going to be able to do. But then injuries happen. I mean, y'all know the story. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff has happened to our team this year, injury-wise. So, finding the targets. We would like him to have this role, but he needs to have this role. All that kind of stuff. But the way guys are stepping up and playing in their positions, it's allowed his role to just be what we thought it was going to be. And so he's able to do so many things when he's on the field. What personnel do you put out there? Is he playing tight end? Is he playing running back? Am I motion out? Is he quarterback? What is he? Do you want to put faster bodies because he can run routes and beat tight ends and catch the ball? We saw him catch. I threw him 2 balls back to back. On a drive. There's like what do you do with him? And I think for us, the versatility that he brings allows some confusion and some different things based on what personnel do you want to put in there, because we also go 3 tight ends with him in there and run the football. And we can throw it, and it's. That just helps us. His ability helps us tremendously as an offense, and I'm sure for Clint to call plays.
If you didn't get a $1,000 paycheck from Garrett Carr last week, did he earn one this week?
He did not. He did not. I did not tell him if he had 3 touchdowns. Although I did say if he scored on the first play of the game again, because he had a chance. There was a chance that I would absolutely pay him. But no, thankfully I don't. My wife's happy. I don't have to pay him.
With everything this team has been through and where y'all are now, does this bye week come at a good time? Like, do you want a bye week, or is there
Yes.
a part that you want to keep playing?
Yeah, I think we definitely need a bye week. Absolutely. I know I'm being funny about that, but yeah, I mean, yes, there is something to keep playing. We know we have a lot to keep playing for and to play, and so our focus is not going to change. But going from training camp to how late our bye week is this year, we definitely need one. We were not running on E, but there are some guys that just need to rest. This game is violent. It's ridiculous. Some of the things that we put our bodies through. Like my brother always said, there's some things you guys do you would never imagine doing just in the living room of your house. Just diving backwards, landing on the back of your head 5 yards. Like, you're not going to do that. And so, yeah, doing that over and over again. Our team needs a rest. But I think the vision is clear to remain focused. But come back into work. When it's time to go, and be ready to go. But yeah, I think the rest is good right now. Because I think there's excitement, but it allows us to also look at, okay, we can be excited, but what are the things that we have to correct to continue to get better? It gives us a chance to breathe and do that as well.
What was it like for you just to see James again?
Oh, I love Jamis. I went straight to see him. Love Jamis. I think DeMario said it best. The thing I've been most impressed with is his walk with the Lord. Just what he's, the kind of person, the kind of husband, the kind of dad, that he is and that he wants to be. It's inspiring. You get around him and it's like, how are you not inspired? And I thought he played fantastic. I thought he balled out. He's a great quarterback, and to see him come in and play well, and to see him again, as soon as I saw him, I just start smiling, because every time he comes in the room, you're either smiling or you're laughing, it's one or the other. So to see him again, it meant the world to me, because we had a great time together, and so I wish him the absolute best the rest of the season, and nothing but success, because he deserves it.
You kind of talked about the last couple of weeks, just feeling comfortable with the offense, but you're playing with a bunch of guys that you haven't really played with this year, and you're not receivers. How have you guys managed to establish that kind of connection to where you feel comfortable?
It's just a lot of communication. To say it easily, a lot of communication, a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of, and the guys I'm playing with, besides Kev being a young guy, they have experience, and so when I say something, it's not like I'm having to teach them what that means or anything like that. I can just say something envious, like, yeah, I got you, bro. Like, the one post he ran today, I had to throw it early. He's like, nah, I saw it. He's like, we talked about the angle and all that. He's like, I had to throw it early. He's like, yeah, no, he understands. He already knows, it's just nice having that experience to just say it one time or say something and he's on it. And so, it's not like, there's 4 just rookies coming into play and you got to teach them literally everything. These guys have played a lot of football. They've been through a lot of training camps and things like that. And so all that stuff has helped us, having experience at those positions, because, Chris and Sheed, those are our guys, and those are my guys. I love them to death. But with them being out, it's allowed these guys to come in, and thankfully they have experience, to understand, hey, this is what this route, it may be a route that's called something different here, but he's run it at some point. And it's like, hey, I need you at, top of the numbers, or hey, man, I'm going to throw this thing bottom of the numbers, just be ready for it, and cover 2, I'll throw it here, And it's not like, wait, what does that mean? It's like, yep, gotcha. And so I think that has helped us a lot.
The last 2 weeks due for reminding you guys kind of what's still possible?
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking to Albert Breer, and I told Albert, I said, we never have felt like we weren't a good football team. We had some adversity to go through, and did we walk through about 2 months of it. And so to be on the other side and get some success, I think it gives us confidence. I think it gives us confidence in what we believed of ourselves. It gives us confidence in what we thought of each other. And the 2 teams that we played have been, I just speak offensively, like those are 2 good defenses, and we've been able to score enough points to win football games. And I think that just continues to breed confidence in us that, yes, we are still the same team, from the first couple weeks. We're still that team. And is it going to be perfect going forward? No, but we still should have confidence every time we take the field that we have a chance.
Were you aware you
One or two more,
broke
guys.
the Drew Brees curse today? I think fans say every game's attendance since 2021, Saints have lost until today.
Oh, really? Well, every time I see Drew, it's good to see him. I'm like, bro, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here.
Fans have noted this.
All right. Well, I promise you, it's not Drew's fault if we ever lost a game. I think we can all agree on that.
Maybe the Rizzy mojo overwhelmed the Brees.
I hope so. But we want Drew to show up every game. So yeah, hopefully whatever that was, I hope it's over.
Is there something seriously to what Riz is doing? Just the intangibles, or is that overplayed? You think just the way he carries himself.
No. I think he has a very a very good feel on how to deal with this generation of player, and he's doing it really well. The way he's able. I've been around a few guys that are really good at, the way that they love their team and love their players, but can demand from them, and guys will appreciate and respond. And that's a fine line to walk, and he walks it really well. And so I think that he's definitely had an impact on our football team for sure. And I'm excited for him, and we want to keep winning, so that maybe he gets a chance, to be the coach here for a long time. And so that's what we want as players. And so hopefully we can continue to have success, keep winning, and give him that opportunity. But for me to say that he hasn't had an impact would be, wrong, because he has absolutely had an impact on our team, and he always has. But as a special teams coordinator, it's a little different. But when you're the head coach and everyone, eyes go, from one person, now they're all on you, and motivate us. Where are we headed? I think he's pointed us and steered the ship in the right direction, and hopefully we can just keep executing at a high level for him, because we love him, absolutely.
Great job, Rondo won a title with the Lakers. So.
No, there's no doubt about it. But when you think, we all thought Celtics when he said that.
I thought maybe he made up for it too.
Magic, thank you. Huh?
I thought that he did that for you to make it like.
I hope so.
Clear acceptance.
I'll give Double D the credit. He probably is that smart that he knew that. So, good.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So guys, tomorrow, 10:30,